Have you ever stumbled across a piece of text that's just so brief, but literally packed with so much cosmic imagination that you just have to stop and unpack the whole thing? Well, welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to take a really cool, meditative, kind of slow burn journey into this single profound observation. It's just 31 words long, but it maps out an entire narrative of cosmic origins, violent transformations, and ultimate erasure. We're going to look at how a simple act of witnessing nature gets structured into this breathtaking life cycle of an event. So let's just step right into this miniature universe.
Here it is! Listen to this. Also, other things I saw in reference to the flashes of lightning, how they arise from the stars and become lightning, and can leave nothing behind with them. I mean, just take a second to let that sink in. Notice how absolute and still that final phrase is, especially compared to the crazy energy at the beginning. You see, the observer isn't just saying, hey, lightning exists. No, they're describing this highly specific, almost mystical mechanics of how it operates. They're giving us a definitive beginning, a middle, and an end. It's this perfectly enclosed, complete system of thought.
Okay, let's dive into this, starting right at the core phenomenon, flashes of lightning. Notice the observer didn't just say lightning. They specifically pointed out the flashes, and that implies action, right? It implies this momentary burst of energy that practically demands your attention, just this sudden, violent break in the darkness. This fleeting visual disruption, that's the foundation of our entire source text here. It's the hook that originally captured the observer's eye, and it acts as the anchor for the incredible journey they describe next.
What's amazing is how this deeply poetic observation actually maps perfectly onto a super rigid three-step logical structure. Step 1 is the origin. They arise from the stars. Step 2 is the manifestation. They become lightning. And step 3 is the conclusion. They leave nothing behind. When we lay it out like this as a structured sequence, it hits you that this isn't just some random journal entry. It's literally a proposed mechanics of the heavens. We're starting way out in the vast cosmos, funneling all the way down into this singular earthly event, and then dropping straight into an absolute void. It is just a remarkably efficient way to describe something as chaotic as a storm.
And this brilliantly illustrates the actual lifespan of the event when we map it out as a chronological timeline. Think about it. Phase 1 is the setup, existing long before the actual event even begins. Then you have Phase 2, the present moment, that active flash we actually perceive with our own eyes. And finally, Phase 3, which is just this abrupt flat line into complete non-existence. It's this life cycle that burns incredibly bright and insanely fast, going from this infinite cosmic presence to a split-second occurrence and then right back out of existence.
Let's actually zero in on that first phase for a second. How they arise from the stars. Now, we usually think of lightning as just an atmospheric thing, right? Born from clouds and friction, but this text paints a picture of a literal journey. It focuses exactly on how lightning leaves stars behind. It's like this energy is gathered from distant constellations, detaches itself, completely abandons its stellar home, and then plunges downward, connecting the untouchable night sky to the violent weather right above our heads. It's this profound detachment, where cosmic material literally leaves the stars behind to enter our world.
So the crucial point here really hinges on one word, become. It's a tiny word, but mechanically, it is doing all the heavy lifting. The energy arises from the stars, sure, but it isn't lightning yet. It has to become lightning. This explicit textual transformation shows us that the observer doesn't see lightning as some static object. It's a temporary state of being. The stellar material literally materializes into the flash we see, but it only fulfills that transformation for a fraction of a second before the cycle demands it move on to its final phase. Just compare those two ideas, arise from the stars versus become lightning. The shift in scale and speed is massive. Stars are ancient, they're distant, they are permanent fixtures that represent deep cosmological time. But lightning? Lightning is sudden, it's hyper-localized. The micro-story here is really about how something eternal gives birth to something totally explosive. The energy quite literally leaves the permanence of the stars behind to become this temporary brilliant fury in our atmosphere. And honestly, that very act of leaving the stars behind is exactly what fuels the sheer intensity of the lightning itself.
And then it's just gone. Leave nothing behind with him. It's the absolute conclusion, the total erasure of the event. After that impossibly distant origin and that brilliant, blinding flash, there is just profound emptiness. It doesn't leave smoke or ash or even a single trace of the stars it came from. It simply vanishes into the void. The author puts so much emphasis on this complete lack of residue, it makes the lightning seem almost ghostly, like a visitor from the stars that absolutely refuses to leave a footprint on our world.
So, to really grasp the entirety of this incredibly fleeting life cycle, let's pull it all together. We start with the observed flashes. We map an origin where the energy leaves the stars behind. We track that vital, almost magical alchemy where the energy actually transforms into lightning. And finally, we witness its ultimate erasure. It's wild to think that this brief, 31-word sentence actually holds a highly organized, comprehensive system of cosmological mechanics. It's the whole shebang.
And all of this leaves us with one final fascinating question. If we take the text completely at its word, if lightning truly arises from the permanent stars, flashes violently into our reality, and then leaves absolutely nothing behind, what did the observer truly witness? Were they simply watching the weather roll in, or were they watching the very fabric of the universe momentarily bleeding into our atmosphere, only to cleanly and completely erase itself?